Hello, welcome back, or rather, welcome to this short channel
Classified track
update.
99005. Affirmative out.
Alright, so they've got their radar on. So basically, this is just a short announcement. There won't be videos this week. Part of it is just I was tired. Part of it was we actually had a bunch of mini power outages, which was really weird. I guess they were just having some problems or something with the substation or something. Maybe I don't know, but yeah. So it's just gonna be there won't be any videos this week. I might put up one because I'm still kind of working on one to celebrate having a bunch of hitting the 500 subscriber mark. But regular videos will resume next week.
Affirmative.
Additionally, we are about halfway through Fighters Anthology.
Roger, out.
Or not Fighters Anthology, my bad. Hello.
Identify track
But
99007.
Legacy of Time, it doesn't feel like it, but we are. It is a fairly short game. Alright, so let's bring all these guys up. And I figured I may as well boot up Fleet Command because it has been forever since I have booted up Fleet Command. Let's see. Let's launch a pair of Hornets and get the rest on Alert 15. There will also be interruptions in the future just because of another thing that's we're kind of playing is I'm going to get some new power outlets. Right now I've got like one outlet with like 15 amps or whatever, and eventually that's going to change to I'm going to have multiple outlets on like a 20 amp service, which my computer kind of needs. Like, it's not unsafe as it is now, but it could be better, one of those things, right? So I'll possibly be offline for that week while we do the new outlets. But yeah, that's kind of where things are at. There is a little bit of modification too that I have to do for Fleet Command before we start doing that while we wait for the next Command Modern Air Naval Operations update. Because there's some videos that should be playing that I recall from the original Jane's Fleet Command, but the Sonalist version doesn't play those videos, so this will at least give me time to look into that. And actually, there is good news on the Command Modern Operations front in that hello. Let's identify a closer one. But there is some good news on that front as well, in that they did announce the latest database version and version of Command Modern Operations did go into go into beta. They're in like a closed beta. I don't know if it's a closed beta or open beta. I didn't look. I'm waiting until the stable release just because I want to minimize the number of problems I have to deal with.
Roger, out.
All right.
Affirmative, out.
Let's cruise over there. What do we got for escorts? I haven't really looked at them yet. Ooh, VLS Ticonderoga and a non-VLS Ticonderoga. So this is actually going to be, like, you can see these have the twin arm launchers. These were the first handful of Ticonderoga ships made, and then they made a modified flight with VLS launchers that are famous now, in the Burks and remaining Ticonderogas. That almost looks like it's supposed to be like torpedo tube launchers or something. But yeah, I much prefer the VLS Ticonderogas. They are far superior. These guys, they have the same sensors, at least in Fleet Command. They just aren't as they can't engage multiple threats as efficiently.
Identify track 9906. Roger. Identify track 9906.
Alright.
Affirmative.
And you'll notice I do have the quick aircraft launch. I don't know if you are familiar with Fighter or Jane's Fleet Command, and that is because the AI also uses the quick launch as well. So if the AI is going to be a cheating bastard, then I'm also going to be a cheating bastard. Oh, I think you're changing course there. So basically, he's going to be hostile. These guys might be neutral. And then these two might be neutral. Let's see if he changes course or not. As you can see, we don't have non-cooperative target recognition, so we have to VID all these.
Identified as neutral air. Take stations, can do. Roger. Out. Will do. Out.
High altitude cruising speed. So we can maximize fuel. But yeah, with how this guy's turning, he's going to be hostile. I guarantee it. There. So yeah, and what I'm going to do while we do wait for the Command Modern Operations update to come out is I will be doing these missions in Fleet Command and then remaking them in there was another track, find it.
Will do. Roger. Out.
But I will be like doing these scenarios and then remaking them in Command Modern Operations, which there I don't have to worry about database updates because all these scenarios take place between like 1999 and 2001. So, oh, there it is.
Track 9904. Will do. Out.
So we'll throw some time compression on.
Track 9904 is hostile air. Weapon away. Track 9. I've got him. Engaging track.
All right. He fired a Phoenix, which a little close.
Track 9904 is history.
Oh, I don't think we're done yet.
Roger. Out.
All right. Let's make sure they didn't get any missiles off.
Wilco. Out. Will do.
All right. Yeah, as you can see, sensors can be kind of a pain to turn on and off, unlike Command Modern Operations, where it's just like, do them all. All right, so most people we can have return the station. Actually, most people we can just straight up return the base probably. And honestly, what I'm about to do is not even going to be a requirement in this scenario. I'm doing it because I want to.
Will do. Affirmative. Can do. Out.
Alright, so we're basically going to use this ES-3 Viking to identify this, which I do believe is going to be a hostile airport, and then we can launch Tomahawk land attack cruise missiles, which you'll notice the one with the twin arm launcher doesn't have any Tomahawks. They just have the SM-2s, the harpoons, and the torpedoes, so the VLS makes this a lot more, as now you have Tomahawk anti-ship missiles. Before they were retired and then brought back again in the form of the multi-mission Tomahawk. You have the Tomahawk land attack cruise missiles. I think that's supposed to be Tomahawk land attack missile, surface launch cruise missile. This is Tomahawk anti-ship missile, ship-to-ship missile, or surface missile. And that's on top of the Mark 46 and Mark 50. Boeing 747, there's something you don't see much of anymore. Beautiful game back in its day. you can tell the sea's pretty shallow underneath it, since you can actually see the bottom. Another 747, another 747. But yeah, that's kind of the plan going forward. So no video, maybe one video this week. That's kind of the... Wow, I'm actually impressed. I thought the game would just straight up crash because I accidentally hit the Windows key, but no, it mostly just gave us this weird shit, which is kind of interesting to watch, actually. I don't think the Hornets have the range to do what I want to do. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to see where that actual land contact is now with all the colors distorted. But oh, I can see it on the mini map though. There it is. Are we still going at... I think we're still going at super speed. Yeah. Bugs like this amuse me. We'll see how long it goes. But yeah, basically the plan is no videos this week. They'll resume next week. Hopefully this will be the last interruption for a while. Might get 500 subscriber celebration video, excuse me, going on. We'll see. I know I did get the my re-release of Now You Too Can Play Jane's Fighters Anthology, which is up on archive.org, the Internet Archive, so check that out if you've been wanting to play. So that should all be nice and legal, and otherwise everyone should be happy. And I don't have to worry about like the Google Drive link becoming obsolete either, which I think happened with like it times out after a while or something. So we should be all set to go on that front. So yeah, now we're just gonna finish up this mission here. Actually, we can look. Okay, we can't really look because it's so tiny. And who knows, this might just crash as soon as I quit the game. But I do wanna... I believe, like, for civilian aircraft, if I remember right, you can have corridors where they will spawn in, fly to the other side of the corridor, and spawn out. And that's what these guys are doing. There's probably a corridor that runs, like, here, and they have aircraft going back and forth. But for I mean, I guess you could do that for hostile aircraft, but generally, I only see it for civilian aircraft. So, for hostile aircraft, they probably need a land base, which is probably what this guy is, because most land contacts will be at least show up on the map, if not auto-identify at the start. So, oh, what's his fuel at? 75%, it looks like, give or take. Playing this on native 1600 by 1200, so it's a little small for me. But I think he should be, especially if the enemy has their radar up, he should be able to auto-identify that once he gets close enough based on the radar emissions, I would think. And at the very least, the missiles will go faster, because the missiles travel at 500 knots. I think he's traveling at closer to 300 or 400. But yeah, now he should be within 100 nautical miles or so. May as well just stick in this view, but yeah, so this is an aircraft you don't really hear about or see. This was a variant of the S3 Viking, the ES3, and this was kind of an electronic intelligence aircraft where instead of hunting submarines like the S3, this guy would basically run around and soak up radar signals, excuse me, and other electronic signals, and just kind of give you an electronic order of battle of the enemy. So it looks like this one is fitted with HARM missiles. I don't know if they ever actually flew with HARM missiles in real life. But eventually, with the end of the Cold War, they ended up being used over land until like they were until the S3s kind of took over their role, because with the Soviet submarine threat ended, they ended up just packing the S3 with a bunch of land-based sensors and used those in like Afghanistan and Iraq until they retired the S3 as well. Which unfortunately, in my opinion, leaves a bit of a gap as far as our ASW efforts go. I mean, we got the land-based Poseidons and Orions, those are fine. We got ship-based helicopters, those are fine. But I feel like there is a demand for something that can go a little bit further than a helicopter, that can fly from the battle group and kind of provide an outer ASW layer, which is unfortunately what we're lacking now. But we're lacking a couple of things left over from the Cold War. Obviously, fleet air defense, an interceptor like the F-14. The Super Hornet, especially with the new longer range missiles, is kind of becoming acceptable for the role, but it's still not a true replacement for the Tomcat. Hopefully the 6th gen fighters can do that, but I think they're eyeing more of a multi-mission replacement for the Hornet. But if it's higher performance, that would be enough. Like, honestly, that's really all you would need. Is like, if the Hornet were faster and had longer range, then yeah, it would replace the Tomcat just fine. But it doesn't, you know. Okay, so where is this track now? There he is. Okay, so up there. And we should be coming in the views soon. And again, like I said, remember, this game takes place, I think it was released in 1999, and it takes place pretty much at the time it was released. So some of the stuff is going to be old, and a lot of the missions are going to revolve around, ooh, Russia, scary. When, well, we see they're a bit of a paper tiger these days. So there, you can see them making the transition to land.
902, will do. Roger, out.
Oh, I gotta.
Roger, out.
There we go. We don't need them to hit the deck. I want them to have some altitude. Now, a lot of this terrain was actually generated, I believe, from U.S. Geographical Survey maps. Although, obviously, they have some bugs in it, since you can see the... It looks like what they did is they basically, like, had every... like, maybe every square mile or 10 square miles of land you can see is... basically, like, they must have had a system that determines what it is and then decides what to use to represent it based on what that is. And then they just have some generic tiles. So you can see, like, a lot of this land being generic. But, like, these must have been something different in their system.
It's history.
Oh, okay. It was identified as...
Returning to home plate. Will do, out.
What did he identify it as? I actually don't know, and without the colors, I can't be sure. So I guess we won't be destroying it. All right, mission effectiveness, 100%. Okay, it's not showing up on the list of enemy forces, so... all attacking backfire bombers were shot down. We shot down a backfire and a bear, which was providing reconnaissance for them. So that's obviously green. Maybe that is civilian. But oh yeah, well, there you have it. And it looks like, are we crashing? Close enough. So we'll leave it here today. So with that, thank you all for watching, and thank you for your patience. Stay tuned for next week, and stay safe out there, and we'll see you then.